But do you know what I gained? On the other side of what seemed like a loss. I started off with a paid off building. I started off with members. Most of them didn't want to be there. Just honestly. It's about 300 people, but I started off with something. It was crazy faith for Bishop McIntosh and Pastor Debbie to take out a second mortgage on their house to help the church stay afloat. Can we give God praise for modern day faith heroes? Oh, y'all better. Nothing about Transformation Church would be what it is without those two people. Yeah, I love you. Now watch. But then when God gave me the baton, he said, crazier faith. I said, hold on, what? I was just trying to maintain what they was doing. God said, I go from faith to faith. If this is where you start, guess where I'm taking you? And when I stood up, Bree and Tammy as my witness, that first day with my knees shaking, I said, God said that this church is going to be multi-ethnic, what I write down? That's how I was scared. Multi-ethnic, multi-generational, multiplying, and multi-campus. Nobody was cheering. Jay, you were cheering. Jay, that's my sister. She was cheering. But most people wasn't cheering. But God showed me something in seed form. So when we went here and he said crazier, I took over the church, and all that Bishop and Pastor Debbie had done, we had hit a plateau. We had hit a place where it seemed like if you're gonna do good, this is how far you're gonna go. Like money-wise, influence-wise, everything. This is your plateau. And I, in prayer, figured out what was happening. We had come against a principality of poverty. Now, I know I'm getting deep right now, but where we were in North Tulsa, there was a principality of poverty over our church and over people's minds. And then there was a ceiling of segregation. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm just giving you the process. I figured out in prayer that there was so much segregation after that 1921 race massacre and the railroads came right there. Black people and Hispanic people was on this side of the railroad and white people were on this side of the railroad. And that generational divide was still there in 1999 and still there in 2002 when they started the church over there and still there. And God said, we're about to deal with this. I said, okay. He said, there's one more thing, Mike. There's restriction on your reach where you're at. I said, okay, God, so who do I need to call? Who do I need to partner with? Who needs to come in and bless the church? He said, we don't need anybody else. Me and you are the majority. Okay. So what do you want me to do? He said, when you hit a plateau, sow. What? I'm giving y'all big keys right now. Whatever area of your life you hit a plateau, sow. Sow right there. Your marriage has no more passion. Send somebody else on a staycation in your city and pay for it. Well, shouldn't I use my resources for my struggling marriage? Y'all hit a plateau. So, well, my situation is backed up and jacked up. So shouldn't I, whenever you hit a plateau, you do what? So first year pastoring, God developing crazy faith in me. He said, Michael, listen to my instructions. Your church has a poverty principality over it. You're gonna break it by sowing. That doesn't make sense. He said, but it makes miracles. I said, okay, so what do you want me to do? He said, get up in front of your church. There are people in this room that were there that Sunday. He said, get up in front of your church and tell them you're gonna take an offering, and every dollar that comes in, you're giving to other churches in the community. And I stood up and said, y'all, today, and I think like an expectation, I think we might have been an expect effect or something like that. We're gonna sow a seed and give it away. And we raised $8,300 that Sunday. And that week, now that was crazy faith. That wasn't like, no, $8,300. Didn't nobody have $8,300 at the time? What nobody, that $8,300, we was like, oh my God, God bless you. Lord, do the work, bring it. Like we was trying to, yeah. We did everything sending that $8,300 away. Because at the time, it was completely crazy. But the generosity that people know, Transformation Church today, last year we gave away $3.5 million in one service. I can't fool with you. I got proof though. God's been too good. From 8,300 to 3.5. But everybody rejoices over the harvest. But they don't know the seed. We sowed 8,300 in the dark, and it became 3.5 in the light. What are you sowing today? That other thing about the ceiling of segregation? First year of my Pastor Tammy, remember when I would be coming into the meetings and I'd be like, we're doing a Unite My City event, which was another nonprofit. And around the time, Terrence Crutcher had just been murdered, and our city was in a boiling point of divide. And I partnered with this group called Unite My City with Jason Law and all those guys. We hosted events at our church. We paid money for stuff. We catered and brought all these people. And somebody was, I said, why are you doing all this? Do you get anything out of this? All this. I said, oh, no. I'm in the future. I need all these people who look like this to come to the north side of Tulsa, to this church. So I'm gonna invite every different type of person, and we're going to, everybody shout at me, sow. We sowed time, talent, treasure. I was making graphics and videos. Didn't nobody pay me. Look at us at the Unite My City event. Go back on my social media. You can go all the way back down and see me out here with Jason Law, out here doing this, just sowing. And now when Transformation Church opens up, Do you know that there's as many white people at this church? I'm up here in Yeezy shorts and a chain, and Sally likes it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all fake right here. But this is the most interracial place in our city. You gotta see it before you see it, and you gotta sow it before you see it. Somebody's gonna get me. And that restriction on reach, Jewel, that we had, we do great stuff. We did a play called Ransom. Y'all, I'm not, no cap, Ransom could be on Broadway right now. Matter of fact, why don't we just turn this into, okay, all right. Somebody saw it. But when we did Ransom for the first time, it was like 1,200 people that saw Ransom. Like, the whole city didn't come out for Ransom. But God said, sow. I said, how you want me to do that? He said, sometimes you got to sow collectively. You got to get with a circle of faith who will sow with you. I said, okay, what that mean? He said, get up in front of the church who all of them don't like you. This was real at the time. And ask them to sow so you can buy new cameras. Because I need to expand the reach of this church. Okay, God. Now, you know who I'm talking to, right, God? They don't like me. And some of them are just waiting for the moment to say, I knew. He said, obey me or have what you have. I said, you know what? So I stood up and I said, y'all, we're going to raise $80,000 for brand new cameras. Everybody just, bring your faith, bring your best faith. And let's also. And we raised almost to the dollar, $80,000. Now watch, guess what happened? People left the church. Oh no, I lost something in this season sowing. But do you know what I gained? On the other side of what seemed like a loss.